good morning, good morning. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. Set up your mat if you haven't already, grab some water, have some water handy, and let's go ahead and get started with our yoga for core. All right, let's head over into tabletop position. We'll bring the knees under the hips and the wrists under the shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, bringing the navel in towards the spine. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, neutral neck. Just pause here in your tabletop position, body fully engaged. So even though we're not finding movement here, you should still be feeling this throughout your entire body. If you've activated everything, you're actively pressing away from the mat. Take a breath. Good. All right, let's come into cow, lifting the hips and the head. Inhale. Exhale your way into cat, leading with the hips, finishing with the head. Again, inhale. And exhale. Moving with your own breath. One more round. And coming back to tabletop position, let's make our way down onto the forearms and then pressing up into a forearm plank. Keeping those hips nice and low, even with the rest of the body. Core is engaged. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. One more. Good. Lower all the way down onto the belly. Hands coming underneath of the shoulders. Pressing up into the arms. Find a nice little stretch here in the lower back. And into the front of the hips and the abs. Good. Sending the hips back towards the heels for child's pose. Let's shift it forward again. This time staying on the hands, coming into plank. Holding here for 3 breaths. Slowly start to lower it all the way down. Good. Let's bring the chin to the mat. Arms coming out in front, feet staying behind. We're going to come up into a locust pose. And then once we're up there, we're going to take some taps with the feet and with the hands. So let's ease our way into this a little bit more. We'll bring our hands down at our sides, palms up. And bringing the chest up, leave the feet down. Really activate that core and then start taking some toe taps here. If you want to interlace the fingers behind the back, maybe squeeze the shoulder blades together, you can. We're going to be here for about another 30 seconds. Keep it going. Remember to breathe. This is a long time to hold your breath. Your breath is your friend. Good, we're halfway there. Five more seconds. And lower it down. All right, take a breath. Inhale through the nose. Over the mouth and let it go. Good. All right, now bringing the arms out in front. Getting ready to come up again. Pressing ourselves up with the legs and the arms this time. Opposite foot to toe. Tap. Keep it going. You got this. Good. 10 more seconds. And release. Oh, bring it down and then press it up and back into child's pose. Ooh, breathing into that lower back. Finding some roundness in the spine. All right, let's press ourselves back up and make our way onto our seats. Should be feeling nice and warm now. We'll bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Start to lean back. And just practice lifting the toes up off the mat, about halfway. Okay, so we're in our boat pose, but there's no need to extend the legs straight. We're gonna keep the chest nice and lifted, arms stay straight out, and then take some toe taps here. Keep breathing. Keep that chest nice and lifted, heart shining forward, spine extended. Working all those abs. Good, just a few more seconds. Bringing the legs back up. Slowly bringing it all the way down onto the mat. All right. Legs are extended out. Let's bring those arms down to our sides, palms down, and then roll the arms underneath of the thighs just a little bit, just so that you've got a little bit of weight down on those arms. And then squeeze the shoulder blades together, really pressing those shoulders into the mat here, maybe lifting up a little bit with the chest. Activate the core and then lifting those legs all the way up. Bring them back down nice and slow. Hovering above the mat. Take some toe touches here. Good. Breathing, breathing, breathing. I'm right there with you guys. Ten more seconds. And lift them all the way back up. Take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Let it out. Flexing the feet. And we're going to take some toe touches here with the fingertips. Just go. We're not going to do a certain number. We're just going to go for time here. So as many as you can do. Keep it going. You're doing good. This is what we want. That burn, building that strength up in the abs. My legs are shaking. Three more. And bring the chest back down. Arms down at your side, legs stay up. We're gonna do one more round of this. So, again, pressing those shoulders down into the mat. Gently start to lower the legs, nice and slow, 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 slow. And once you're hovering above the mat, take those touches here. Tapping the heels. You got it. Don't give up. And lift those legs back up high. Take a breath. Inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. All right, let's touch those toes again. And go. And release it back down. Bring the knees in. Give them a squeeze. Find a little rock side to side. Okay. Feet releasing back down onto the mat. Keep the knees bent. Feet and knees hip distance apart. Keep them nice and parallel here. Reaching the fingertips towards the heels. Walk those heels in nice and close. I like to take a little V with my fingers and come right here. That's kind of where I gauge where I like to have my heels at. And then as you exhale, lift those hips up, roll the shoulders under, keep the knees parallel. If you want to interlace the fingers underneath the back, roll the shoulders under, you can. Or you can try to walk the heels in even closer and go for a bind here. But keep those knees parallel because they're going to want to come out to the side. Squeeze them together, keeping the core active. 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down, knees coming back in towards the chest, lifting the forehead to meet the kneecaps. Release back down, arms come down to the side. Allow the knees to just fall over to the left, turning and looking out over the right shoulder. Get a little twist here in the spine. Just kind of wringing ourselves out this morning. Detoxing from the weekend. Maybe you had a cheat day on your diet. Maybe you're like me and you don't work out on the weekends at all. Or it was nice enough to go out and enjoy a drink by some water, maybe a beach or the pool. Mondays are my favorite because these are opportunities to get recentered, regrounded. It's like setting the restart button every week, right? So no matter what you did last week or over the weekend, you have a clean slate to start this week off with. Taking care of our bodies, eating healthy, making good decisions. Let's bring the knees back to center. Oh, pull them into the chest one more time. Arms out at your sides. Allow the knees to fall over to the right. And turning and looking out over the left arm this time. A nice subtle spinal twist. Bring them back to center and in towards the chest again. This time, let's bring the hands behind the thighs. We'll roll up and down the length of the spine, just massaging the spine on your mat. Couple more times. And we're releasing it back down, extending the legs out to each edge of the mat. Allow the feet to gently fall out to the sides. Arms coming down to your side, palms up, closing the eyes. Let's return the breath back to normal after one more cleansing breath. So inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and really just let it out. Release. Sinking down into your Shavasana. Nothing left to do in your practice this morning, but just exist right here in this moment. Allow everything else that you have left to do today to just melt away, and allow yourself to be right here in this space. Relaxed, calm, and accomplished. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It was my honor and privilege to guide you through your practice. Namaste.